these divine energies to flow through you.
Can I ask you to go back a minute to the physical? No, go back one. Yeah. There's 10, and there's only 9 showing on it. Where would the 6 or 9? Oh, shit.
10.
Sorry.
Beep, 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 beep.
If you go to the next slide, please, huh?
Forward.
What's the next one? Yeah, that one. What if people, like I'm an idea person, I like to ponder and think, I like to plan, I can do the action, but I'm not so great in action, so does that mean I should like focus more on that this is not the chakra, but it's like, you know, should an action person that doesn't really have creative thoughts focus on, I don't even know my question, like, how do you get these balanced?
Well, the thing is, if you, which I teach in my classes, how to set a sacred circle. And I'm going to do that before we go on our journey. Is a sacred circle, it's called the elemental platform that you step onto. And this is Earth. Let me go back to the other one because it's a little bit better. You step on and it's Earth. So for people that aren't grounded, that's where they would focus. And then this is water up to here. And then it's air, and then we already know the top is fire. So it is, at least on when I do the tree, the elemental platform, it is standing there and allowing myself to soak in those energies. So it'd just be like if you're an air sign or any of the other signs, is what do you need in that moment to complement things? Like I have a million lists, and sometimes it just doesn't happen. Like my mom will say, honey, have you? And I know she's talking about the stones that I'm putting as a mosaic in my bathroom. And I just go, no, I haven't. Outside starting to grow. And she goes, oh. And I said, I only have 7,000 more stones to do. So I really need to be more in earth, as you can tell, being like a ferret on crack in this with the energies. So this is reconnecting with that instead of, like they literally say, being up in our heads, is focusing on Malkuth. But see, the downside is most people are stuck there. But it is allowing that energy to flow and breathing it up. When I do a healing on someone, I don't usually, even though the energy flows down from 1 to 10, I don't usually do that because a lot of people aren't connected. So it's kind of like being fixing the wiring in your house before you connect with the power grid outside, or you'll blow it up. So I work on the physical side of the body. So it would be going in reverse, going up the tree and focusing and breathing. And I also see when you do the Kabbalistic cross, that will help because you're bringing these energies by default down into you. And that's why it is. We're calling on, when we do it in English, we're not doing the Jesus thing or the God thing. We're saying divine knowledge, divine love, and then divine action. And that's why the Hebrew helps to keep you out. Yes, I'm sorry.
I have a couple questions. The triangle, as you say, is the first form that God created in a sense. The first thought, would you say, or the primary thought, or the first, emanation?
Since it was, yeah.
Okay.
Because it is a supernal, because the belief is that, again, I'm not dissing anybody's thing because of everything. One of the teachings is that Jesus brought the upper part back, being that archetype of divine love and service, is that the tree stopped at our shoulders and the supernal triangle wasn't there. And then Jesus, by his teachings and his actions and putting his money where his mouth was, that's when that remanifests.
So the tree of life kind of is like a blueprint that shows how God emanation
Yes,
kind of like settled down and became form.
yes,
Okay, so the fire is the first element of these emanations, and then
Yes.
air comes next, and then water, and then finally earth. That's
absolutely.
what you're saying. I'm
Yes.
just trying to connect the dots.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
And what is the Kabbalistic cross in relationship to the tree of life? Is it contained within the tree of life?
Yes, you're activating those sephiras. So here's Kether, and then you connect all of these. That's why I said don't go Michael Jackson mode. And you don't have to touch your feet because the energy is going to flow that way.
Okay, and also the human body, I see, is like the tree of life. In the sense
It is.
that it contains all of this.
We contain that.
Emanations.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just trying to connect the
And for people that study it, which is the lifetime and why it's just a lick tonight, not even a taste, is it is the story of creation and then how we can then reconnect back up. And literally, again, it takes a lifetime and there's all those little, see all those little side pathways and all of this, there's all these things within that. There's, even within each, there's masculine and feminine. There's, I mean, this is it, there's just a ton, there's pillars and there's moderation that's tied into the, if people study the tarot, anybody do the tarot card? I mean, that's all tied in with this as well. I mean, it's just, it is so many things, and some people may not resonate even with the names, but we have colors. In fact, we have 4 different kinds of colors based on the different worlds. And the one we're going to be using tonight is going to be the archangelic ones of Bria, but it's all different colors. And in the church I was raised in 1991, and just what a beautiful number, 1991. Perfect bookends. Is gold is one of the colors of Tiphareth or Tifareth, the heart, and the altar has gold flecks in it. And I'm saying, and even the church itself, red, tabernacle light, blue for the Blessed Mother, mercy, severity. It all ties into that. But again, I'm not telling the rosary ladies that. So are we good? Oh, we did say questions. Uh-oh, yes?
Yeah, back to that, keep going there. The only thing that doesn't make sense to me is number 5. Well, everything else is so beautiful and resonates. I don't understand why that one's not the opposite, which is acceptance or flow, acceptance or.
Well, it's reverence.
Why would they put in judgment? That seems awfully harsh.
Okay.
I'd have to ask a rabbi, I guess.
In the, wait a minute, let me get my stuffies out of here. You asked for audio visuals.
I mean, it just seems to contradict the others. It's so beautiful.
Judgment is also a part of the tarot, though.
Yes, it is.
But acceptance is the opposite of
But,
judgment.
but even in Chesed or Hesed with mercy, the vice is codependency and not letting people learn what they're supposed to learn. So,
Oh, have mercy on someone.
so when you correspond, a deacon will wear from mercy to glory, and it is all about service. It crosses the heart. And a priest wears a stole on both shoulders, saying, here are the laws of God. Here's the judgment, here's the laws of God. But also this shoulder says, it's not all about the yoke of Jesus. It is, but we're human.
See, I don't buy that God's a judge. You know, I buy into that God's very accepting of us.
It is, for some people in the spiritual tradition, that like my mother, Cradle Catholic, the 10 Commandments were the end all. So she could say, I never killed anybody. And I would say, with indifference or withholding love. It's a step, it's a beginning point for the people who are here. And there are some laws that are set. The magical image of this is, which you might resonate with more, is this is also cutting all that does no longer serve. So for all of you that have walked away from friends or had friends walked away, you know that, or with any of the, like my sugar addiction, any of the things that are not in my highest good. And it is,
Everything is.
well, the thing is not too much sugar. And the sacred image of that, in some traditions, is a king on a chariot riding out to protect his people and enforce those laws. In this one, it is a king in state upholding, and like Solomon, and the reason we have talked about him is wisdom. And we're getting way off target. Yes, ma'am, I will take it from you because you're the one who had to do this for me.
Okay, so was the Catholic Church aware of the Kabbalistic?
Who knows?
Because it seems as if they consciously created, say, the shapes of the churches, and you say their clothing to represent certain key ideas that seem,
Correct.
Connected to the Kabbalah.
And who knows?
Yeah, I'm just
Yes,
noticing what
the
you're saying.
esoteric church was.
Correct.
Yeah,
And also the Gnostic taught certain things, but was it lost intentionally or not because of the amount of power that's there? And also why they didn't want it in the vernacular, because then people could read it and make up their own mind and decision. But it is that ancient stuff, again, with how the churches are laid out. So, are we good? Respite? Handing it over to you? I think it's done.
Take a break.
We can do, are everybody okay? And then we'll do our meditation.
Thanks, we'll take a break now for about 15 minutes. And I guess if you have any questions or interest in her workshops, come over here to the table and look at